I feel like I really connected with a lot of people on that campaign, and I had some really instructive experiences. And one that I would share tonight is that there was a volunteer event where I was training a group of volunteers who most of whom were new, and they were going to go out and knock doors for the campaign. And one of the new volunteers is like, slow down, you're talking too fast. And one of my longtime volunteers, a guy who I really love, came to like every volunteer event we did. He interjects and he goes, "Oh yeah, he's like a New Yorker with a suntan." And I thought that was really funny. And like I got misgendered in the moment and that
Mm-hmm.
sucked. And I'm like
Mm-hmm.
standing in front of this room full of people and I had to make a choice in that moment. Am I
Mm-hmm.
gonna correct this man who I know for a fact has a lot better things he could be doing with his time? In fact, this guy
Mm-hmm.
had a wife who was sick with terminal cancer at home.
Wow.
He could have
Yeah.
been with his wife who had terminal cancer at home, but he was here volunteering for this campaign because he believed in this candidate that I worked for, this candidate who didn't talk about the wedge issues, didn't talk about cultural issues, talked about
Right.
healthcare, talked about the economy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, I had to decide, am I gonna start shit with this guy? Am I gonna make him uncomfortable? And am I gonna make this whole room full of people uncomfortable because I'm a little uncomfortable? No, I'm not. Because my ego and my own comfort is not the most important thing in the world. And actually building political coalitions with working class communities who can be talked into supporting progressive ideas if they understand how it's in their interest and they can connect with someone who doesn't talk down to them, who meets them where they're at. Like that, they didn't care that I was trans. They just cared that I was real with them and I could have a
Mm-hmm.
conversation and they
Mm-hmm.
weren't like
Mm-hmm.
intimidated to talk to me or they were going to say the wrong thing. And he didn't
Mm-hmm.
intend to misgender me and he never did that again. It was like a one-time
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I come back to that story pretty often, and I know that a lot of people would have handled that differently, and it's every trans person's right to call out being misgendered. I'm never going to take that away from anyone, but
Yeah.
I think those lessons can be those moments can be instructive, and I think we have to find ways to build those coalitions back because
Yeah.
absent those coalitions, we're going to be locked out of power forever.